When a crisis hits, what's the one thing that really separates the businesses that just break from the ones that bounce back, sometimes even stronger than before? It's not just about having cash in the bank or a clever strategy. It's about something deeper, an internal quality we call resilience. And today, we're going to unpack some fascinating research that shows where that resilience actually comes from. And believe me, the story starts in a place you might not expect. All right, so our story begins in the economic heartland of Pakistan. Now, this isn't just some random spot on the map. Oh no, this place is an absolute powerhouse of industry and entrepreneurship, and it's all driven by thousands of small businesses that are quite literally the lifeline of the entire country. And this image right here, it zeroes in on the focus of our story. They call it the Golden Triangle, made up of the cities of Sialkot, Gujranwala, and Gujarat. This area is just packed with thousands of small and medium-sized businesses, SMEs. I mean, these are the folks making everything from the soccer balls used in World Cups to high-tech surgical instruments. They are the engine of the economy. But that engine was recently put through a truly brutal test. -38%. Just let that number sink in for a second. During a recent major crisis, that was the staggering drop in exports for some of the region's most important industries. I mean, can you even imagine that? Nearly 40% of your business just gone, vanished almost overnight. This wasn't just a bad quarter. For so many of these companies, this was an existential threat. It really laid bare just how vulnerable they were. And this is not a small problem. We're talking about the backbone of Pakistan's economy here. SMEs make up 40% of the entire country's GDP. They employ a whopping 80% of the workforce outside of farming. But look at how fragile the situation is. Nearly 90% were in serious financial trouble, and almost nobody, only 22%, had any kind of formal plan for a crisis. It's a massive weakness that really needed a deeper look. So this all leads us to a really interesting puzzle. When you're facing odds like that, what is it that allows some businesses to hang on, to adapt, and even survive? Well, the answer isn't just sitting in the balance sheets. The research we're digging into today went looking for a hidden strength, something on a more human level. Okay, first, let's just make sure we're all on the same page with the terms. So, organizational resilience. This is all about the company as a whole system. Think of it like this. It's the company's ability to take a punch, stay on its feet, and actually learn from the experience so it's ready for the next one. It's a capability of the entire business. But then you have personal resilience. And this is different. This isn't about the company. This is about the individual. It's your personal ability to handle stress, to bounce back from a tough time without losing your cool. It's really all about your inner strength. So the big question is, how do these two things connect? Now, what's so cool about this table is how clearly it lays out the difference. See, on one side, personal resilience is an individual thing. It's about you and how you cope. On the other side, organizational resilience is about the whole system, the company, and how it adapts. One is about your personal skills and your outlook. The other is about the company's leadership, its culture, its resources. They seem totally separate, right? But as we're about to find out, they are powerfully, powerfully linked. And this is where the research drops its biggest bombshell. It turns out that the true foundation of a resilient company isn't some fancy system or process. It's the person running the show. What the data showed was this incredible chain reaction. Real, lasting business resilience, it doesn't start on a spreadsheet, it doesn't start in a crisis manual. Nope. It begins inside the leader with a deeply personal, human quality that kicks everything else into gear. And here it is. This is the pathway. It's a direct line, a cascade that flows from the personal right to the organizational. Check it out. It all starts with the leader's emotional intelligence. That skill directly builds up their own personal resilience. And then that personal strength becomes the bedrock for the entire organization's resilience. It's a straight shot from the leader's mind to the business's bottom line. So the key here is really understanding what emotional intelligence, or EI, is. It's the engine for this whole process. It's your ability to be self-aware, right? To manage your own stress, your own reactions. And just as important, it's the ability to read the room and positively influence the emotions of your team. Without this, the chain breaks before it even gets started. But here's where it gets really interesting, because the research also found a surprising twist. We all kind of assume that having more information, more data, more processes, that's always a good thing in a crisis, right? Well, it turns out it's not quite that simple. So let's just ask the question straight up. Does having better knowledge management systems always make a company more resilient? The answer is, well, sometimes, but other times it can actually get in the way. This slide just nails that paradox. On one hand, of course, having good systems helps with efficiency and planning. But the research found this unexpected danger. When a crisis is moving fast, those rigid systems can actually become a trap. I mean, think about it. If your official manual says every big decision needs 3 levels of approval, but the situation on the ground is changing by the hour, that process just went from a safeguard to a straitjacket. Relying too much on the old rules can choke the very creativity and quick thinking you need most when the pressure's on. So, what does this all mean for you? Whether you're leading a small business in Pakistan or a team somewhere else in the world, it doesn't matter. The big takeaway here is universal, and it's actually incredibly empowering. Let's just pause on this for a moment. The resilience of your organization is a direct reflection of your own personal resilience as its leader. It's not about the systems you can buy, it's about the strengths you build inside yourself. And that really is the whole point of this. The most powerful tool you have for making your business unbreakable can't be found in some software or a consultant's report. It's already there. It's inside you. It's your ability to lead yourself first. So as we wrap up, I'm just going to leave you with this question. If you want to make your business, your team, or your project truly resilient, where are you going to start the work on yourself? That right there is the real leader's edge.